what is going on in Boston to make for my community and your community?
So first off, it's a pleasure to be here with you,
Thanks.
Kelly. Thanks for having me. And you're right, there's a lot going on in Boston for the LGBTQ plus community in the area of sports. And I first found this out in 2013 when somebody told me about the LGBTQ softball league called the Beantown Softball League. And I started playing in it, and it really transformed a lot of things in my life. And then I started to hear about some of the other leagues, and one that I particularly got heavily involved in was the Flag Football League.
Wait, 2 flags?
2 flags, that's right.
Okay, I heard it correct. Okay.
So
why?
you can actually see it on my shirt as well. The first flag stands for Friends of Lesbian, Gay, Bisexual, Transgender, Queer Questioning People. And the second flag is obviously the sport of flag football. And I got really involved in flag football. I eventually became a member of their board of directors for 2 years, and I'm hoping to be a captain in this coming spring.
Now, when you say a captain, does that mean for a team or like a captain for like a division? Or?
Yeah, it's a team captain, and you couldn't be a captain and also be a board member, so I actually stepped down from the board this year. I was doing fundraising for the league, and I'm excited to potentially lead a team. As you know, it's something I enjoy doing in softball as well.
You're very good at it also. You come across as a coach that wants to win, but understands that there's more to it than winning.
Yeah, absolutely. Certainly there is.
So you came into it in 2013. Before that in your life, I know that for me, I didn't tell people growing up that I was transgender. I learned very early. So sports and I had this unique, complex relationship with each other. What was your life like growing up as a gay person playing sports? Did people know that you were gay? Were you silent about it? And how did you navigate that?
Yeah, so I actually grew up playing hockey, ice hockey, and baseball and basketball. And I didn't talk to anybody about it. And as many people know, sports exhibits a very heteronormative or a very kind of straight acting vibe.
Yes.
And that was how it was. And it wasn't okay to be gay or transgender in my locker rooms. And it didn't have to be stated, but it was an undertone that was known. And this happened all throughout high school, all throughout college. And in college, I even worked in sports. And there were certainly people who I know would have been welcoming to me being gay, but there certainly were people that I know wouldn't have been welcoming. And it wasn't an environment that I felt safe coming out in until I was actually a senior in college. And so it was, like like you've elaborated on, Kelly, it was extremely challenging to reconcile being an athlete, which was a major part of my life, but also being gay. And what did that mean? And I didn't really find that out until I moved here to Boston.
How long ago did you move to Boston? Was that 2013 when it all started happening?
It was in 2012, actually. I moved here for graduate school.
Okay.
And then I started playing in the leagues in 2013. And I should also add that there are many leagues here in Boston beyond just flag football and softball. There's hockey, there's tennis, there's running, there's bowling.
So you decided, rather than, you kept playing sports and just kept it internalized and didn't let people know you were gay. I wasn't able to do that, Ethan, because I would go to baseball practice in high school, and before baseball practice, I would be sitting around with the other girls, and I would do my nails, or I would do blush, which is fine. I mean, that's what girls in high school do if we want to do it. But then I would go to this heteronormative male baseball team, and I was accepted on the team. I don't even know if any of them really noticed that I had nail polish on or makeup on. I don't even know. We never discussed it. But once I left high school, Ethan, I quit sports. So rather than keep it quiet like you did and continue to enjoy that sports outlet that you had, I abandoned sports out of fear, because I knew that I was going to start expressing my gender more and more and more as I moved through life and as I became more comfortable. And the last thing I wanted to do, honestly, was to get cut like a man. I didn't want to have the body of a man, so I didn't want to go lift the weights that were required to do sports at the level that I wanted to do them. So I quit. From 1983, when I graduated high school, till 1989, when this crazy sport sitting right behind us here was introduced to me by my ex-wife, I did no sports. Was there ever a time when you thought, I'm just going to give up sports because I can't weigh the two differences between my sexuality or my gender and my athletic body? Did you ever just walk away from sports?
I walked away from working in sports. As I mentioned, I worked in sports all throughout my undergraduate career, and I thought about going into the field and was even offered opportunities in graduate school to go to your home state of Tennessee and go and work at UT Knoxville and kind of go to grad school there and be involved in athletics. And I was coming out at that time, and I realized, it might not be the most welcoming environment to live in. And so I decided to come to Boston. And as I started coming to Boston, I still worked in athletics. I worked at MIT for a while, which was a really great experience for me. But it opened up the doors to other areas of higher education that I really felt connected to.
Right.
And kind of where I went in my career now in student life. So it definitely, affected me subconsciously. I think that, this would not be such a welcoming environment in high-level Division I sports to work in. And I will never know if that's true, but we can look at some of the actual facts about sports as they are today, because we follow the models that we see, in the media.
Right.
And you look at the 5 major male sports in the world, right? Hockey, basketball, soccer, football, and
baseball.
I'm missing, and baseball, right? And there's been two males who have come out: Robbie Rogers, Jason Collins.
That's true. That's true.
And so that in itself shows you that it's not a welcoming environment, and we know that there are more out there.
Now that you say that, I know 2 trans female athletes. Well, 3 counting myself, but I know professionals. There's Chris Mosier and Fallon Fox. So that shows you that, wow, there is a lot of work to do still.
Absolutely.